Hello everyone, bienvenidos. So welcome to the Divine Diva universe. Welcome to this space, honey. Welcome to this environment. In this new video, we're going to be talking about my creative journey, and I wanted to share this video with you all because this is actually all of the experiences and all of the stories, and the story that I'm going to be sharing about my creative journey all is due to the concepts and the rewiring and the scripting that I have in the angel frequency course. So I wanted to share this with you also, you know how I have used the angel scripting, and how did it affect my life, how did I implement this actually in my life. So my creative journey started at a very young age, but it was also very shut down in my teen years because of a lot of things. So I later started working in Zara, and as I mentioned in my previous video, I went from sales to visual merchandise, and then I was the sub-commercial director, and I was traveling with the company. Like, I had a blog going on, I was styling people in Aruba, I was hosting fashion show and events in correlation with Zara. So it was truly amazing and magical. And during this journey, I remember that I became the sub-commercial director. I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. But I knew that when I became it, a few months later, I knew that the next step is coming. And I thought that the next step was traveling abroad and studying business abroad. So I started going to night school with the intention to go study abroad. I started doing business at night school to get to do the whole process. I started doing business in night school, learning just about business on my own and applying to the school abroad. When I was applying to the school abroad, I got an interview. And during this interview, you know, I did the whole preparation for like 2 months. I self-study besides of the studies of night school. So because I was like, I really need to get into the school, because if I get into the school, I can go and study abroad. Like, I thought that this is the way, you know. So when I went to the school, we had to go to this local school to be able to do the interview and all of these things of how it's set up. I went to the school, I do the interview, and with this professor, and he is amazing, but I talk so much about fashion, about commercial, because that is actually the career that I was doing, right? So that's what I talked about a lot. And during the conversation, he was asking me a few questions. It was great. And then he later says to me that I don't pass this interview, and that he doesn't think that this is a direction that I should go. And I remember just feeling like, oh my god, like, this is it, this is my only way. This was like, now it's official, I'm never moving abroad, I'm never, like, I have to just stay here, right? But then he goes in to say, but why don't you apply into something in fashion, go into the fashion direction? Y'all, within that second that he says that, I'm like, oh my god, yeah. I go back home and I start writing about all of the possibilities of studying abroad, studying a fashion career, the things that I will be doing as a fashion designer, a product manager, and all of this. Like, I started going ham with the writing. And this is the scripting that I talk about in the angel frequency course. So you need to check it out, because this is, girl, listen to this story. After I did that, I remember I felt so like, okay, it's okay that didn't work out, because I needed to do something in the fashion anyways. So I just continue, go to school, keep on like working, and just keep learning and start. Okay, yeah. And I start to like research online about fashion, all of the majors that you can do in fashion, the degrees, all of that. Long story short, I applied to this fashion school, and because I was working as a commercial director, yeah girl, was getting 10k monthly, and plus I had like my sugar daddies, you know. So one of them actually helped me to come here for vacation. I actually met him in Aruba in July, and then in August I was traveling to Europe to visit this school, to go to the open day of this school, and also for the interview, because we had the interview and had to be personal. And of course I planned my vacation for that week, and thank God I had a friend here who was already studying here and doing her things here, so I could have just stayed with her. I thank God for her, because she really helped me to study here, to come here and study abroad. She really helped me. Thank you so much. So later on I end up 2 weeks, legit 2 weeks. I go to the school, I do the interview, I also do the test. Oh my god, yeah, I do the fucking test. And this was the hardest part for me, because the test is in Dutch, and girl, my Dutch wasn't the best, you know. So I just do this test, and I fail this test, and the professor, like, on the second, because we have to go to a second time for the second interview, not a second interview, but to see if you get in, like, all of this. No, it wasn't like that actually. It's in the morning from 8 till 10 you do the test, you get the result, and then I had the interview like at 12. So by this time I had this interview, he tells me that I actually failed. And I thought like, oh my god, I don't get in, like you know, this is it, like this is just confirmation, I just need to stop doing this, you know. And he later goes on like, but you know, I see that you really want this, I can see that you're already in the career, you know what you're talking about, you're in it, so I'm gonna give you this opportunity, I'm gonna take this risk. And I was like, take this risk? And he was like, because the Dutch is going to be very difficult, so it's gonna be very difficult for you, but you have, if you really want this, just do your best. I was like, oh, don't worry about that, that's about to be easy. And if you have the angel frequency masterclass, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, that is one of the commandments of the angel frequency. Like, you show up looking your best and doing your best, and the two key things about it are in that masterclass. And I later get so happy, so excited. I tell my friend, it's official, I have a school. That is the first part of it, right? Now the second part was finding a place to stay. So I finish my vacation, I go back to the island, I start preparing, because I'm like, it's official now, I have a school, I'm going, now I need to find a place to stay. I start doing all of this thing online, I start asking my friend, like all of it, right? And this was a situation where it wasn't really easy to find a place, because it was like everything saturated, whatever, you know, all of this. I refused to listen to any of those stories. Like, do you know how many people were telling me when I was telling, yeah, I'm gonna study abroad, they're like, oh, you already have a place? Because it's like a lot of people, they don't find places and they end up coming back, and I was like, that's not gonna happen for me. You know, like, I don't have to worry about that. And that is the power in deciding. Like, I decided that is not gonna happen for me. I don't have, like, I didn't even imagine or think about it. Like, as soon as they would start talking about it, I would like tap out. I would like, no, like, bye. Of course not. So, and if you want to know about the power of deciding, go check that video, because I talk about, like, it's a choice. It's about putting power in your choice every time. It's a choice from within. So when these people were telling me this, I would just look at them, literally look at them like this. And I will be, in my head, I will be like, just each time deciding, I'm like, no, no, this is not gonna happen for me. Like, go check that video out. But yeah, so I get into a situation, which is another situation. This is the ultimate test, because I get a dream to become, not to become celibate, but to abstinent from relationship. And I'm like, okay, this sounds interesting, but why would I do that? Because I have a good little roster here, you know, and I can use my rosters and travel abroad, and also like have some rosters, because I know some men over there that want me, you know. So I was like, okay. Within that week, oh my god, I get the biggest test. And I remember I just say like, no, this is not it, this is not for me. And I'm gonna link that video below. I cannot remember the name of that video, but in that video I share how this guy appeared in my life out of nowhere, and he had this huge desire to have sex with me. He wanted to have intimacy with me so bad, it was almost like disgusting, because this guy legit pulled out his ting-a-ling-a-lingy on me, girl. It was, go check that video out, link is gonna be below, because I forgot the name, but I'm gonna put this emoji around it so you know which video it is. And I remember I say like that, when that situation happened, I zoom out and I hear the words, this is why you have to be celibate. It's not like, it wasn't like that, it was, this is why you have to abstinent. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that. Let's do this for a few months. Like, for a few months, girl, it's been 5 years. For a few months. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything with this guy. I'm gonna let go of all of these men, and I'm just gonna be abstinent for a few months. And within that moment that I decided it, that was 2 weeks before moving abroad, I get a place to stay. I receive a place to stay. And it was the craziest thing for me, because it was like that specific scene was like the ultimate test to see like, okay, you know. So all of that happened because each time I was like I scripted about how it's not gonna be like this for me. I am gonna find a place to stay. I'm gonna find this amazing school. This is gonna work out for me. All of that. And when I was writing all of that, and I was like, each time that these people would tell me, oh, make sure you find a place to stay, all these limitations, all like, it was so crazy, because people were telling me, why are you moving abroad, leaving a salary that pays so much, and you know, you have it good here, you have zero debt, you have your own house, you have your car, you have your family, everything. And it's like, yeah, that's true, but do you think I want the same salary for the next 5 years? No, I want more, I want better, and I can get it. So I felt like that is what moving abroad would give me. Like, that opportunity will present itself if I move abroad. And that is exactly what happened. And this is something that I teach in the Angel Frequency course, and also the perspective of the Angel Frequency Masterclass. If you get the course, the masterclass is already included, but you can also just get the masterclass on itself. And check out my previous videos to use those questions, so that you can change that filter, change that limitation, change the circumstance in your situation. That is what the Angel Frequency is all about. It's about changing the circumstance in your favor, changing the situation in your favor, turning the dust into diamond, girl. Period. Because you are an angel, you get to have it. You gotta think like a limitless angel. And if you want to know more, check out the Angel Frequency. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.